Good morning, all of you. So today we'll discuss about the numericals on the organ pipes. Yesterday we had a discussion on the theoretical discussion on the organ pipes. What all that theory, what we know. No? So based on that, now what happened? We'll take the different set of numericals. It's a very small, you can say, topic, and already we know most of the ideas. Just how in different situations this organ pipe idea can be explained. That one. So as you know earlier, like uh, the open end should be a pressure node, displacement antinode. Closed end should be a pressure antinode, displacement node. I think this is one background. And in closed end organ pipe, odd even harmonics are absent. Only odd harmonics are present. And in case of open end organ pipe, all harmonics are present. And what about the both the ends are closed? It will also have similar to that of the like a open-end organ pipe. I think this was the theoretical background what we had from LS discussion. So based on this, we'll take the set of numericals. Now, if you know the resonance, this one means how to till now what we had a the discussion. Let me scribble. Just wait. Some cable is missing. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll continue. Yesterday we had a discussion like this. No, F is equal to NV by so 2n minus 1 V by 4L. We'll agree this. What is V? V is the speed of sound. Where in a medium that is filled up in a particular pipe, that one. And what is L? L is the length of the pipe. And what are all the V and L were kept constant. As I increase N, the F was increasing. Am I right? Yesterday's discussion. Okay, let's see now. Let's bring another situation where if I keep F constant, then as N varies, L will also vary. Can be a situation. No? So there's what the first case. What is the first case is like V and L were constant. Second situation I'll bring where F will be constant. F and V will be constant. Then N and L will be varying. I can also bring a situation where the V and L can change. Very difficult. Okay, these are the two very popular things are there, which will focus here. So actually what happened, we had a discussion, theoretical discussion on this aspect, where the speed of the wave in organ pipe was constant, length of the pipe was constant. Then as N increases, F increases. Now, so F is maintained constant, then V is constant. Anyway, V will be constant. So as I vary the length of the pipe, N is going to change. So this is called like a resonance air column. This experiment is called as this. I'll use this to determine the speed of sound in air. I'll fill up liquid in a cylindrical pipe. So here the tuning fork. Okay, how the tuning fork? Lateral neutral. So there's a water, and I have here a tap where I can control the amount of water in that particular thing. So what is this? There's a cylindrical pipe, glass pipe water. So I'll take the tuning fork, I'll vibrate, I'll strike it against rubber cord. I'll keep it here now. So as it starts vibrating, as the tuning fork starts vibrating, the air here will be pushed. So the vibration, the sound wave will be generated, and the sound wave starts moving here now. I will decrease the level of water. Then what I notice is like as it the level of water decreases, and at one particular level, I'm going to get a maximum sound. Why maximum sound? Because tuning fork will act like a source. The tuning fork will act like a source of sound signal. And what do we get? I'll get a maximum sound at one particular length here. The reason for that, when do we get maximum sound? At resonant frequencies. So the length of this will be such that L1 you put it. So here, let me talk, this is a displacement wave. So how do this will behave? Open it, and this will the layer of water. This part is air, no? This is air, no? And this is water. Air column it is, and there's a water column. Now this part is what up in air column. So when the length of air column becomes equal to resonating length, I'm going to get a maximum sound. So sir, how the sound will be? I think all of you, I told you yesterday to blow some air in a pipe, in a pen cap, the way you get sound, no? The similar sound what you are going to get here. Nobody is blowing air here. Just if you keep vibrating tuning fork here, you are going to get the maximum sound. So here, maximum sound is Earth. Let me put that tab. Otherwise, you'll think how that level has decreased. Okay, maximum sound is Earth. Here also, maximum sound is Earth. In between, we don't get. So next again, the same vibrating tuning fork will be there. What are this? This is the air particles here, they'll be vibrating here. Then continuously tuning fork will be vibrating. Continuously I'll get incident wave, continuously reflected wave. The superposition of that, what happened? We'll get a standing wave. And when do we get maximum sound? When the length of air column becomes equal to resonating length here. So what is this distance? We can write it as, we know this should be lambda by 4. Distance between antinode, there's a displacement antinode, there's a node. Antinode, node. What can be this same lambda by 4? And what about this? Lambda by 2. I'll measure this length. I have a scale. I'll measure that corresponding length here. Now, what is this? There's a vibrating tuning fork. Strictly, it is not just tuning fork. It's a vibrating tuning fork. Getting this one, I'll decrease the level of water. As the level of water, once the length of air column becomes equal to L1, I'm going to hear a maximum sound. Then again, in between, I'll get a sound, but not maximum sound. In between also, I'll hear sound, but will not be maximum. Then again, when the level of water becomes equal to exactly L2, again, I'm going to hear a maximum sound. So in this way, what will happen? So we will get a some resonance particular thing. So U is a source, the tuning fork is a source which will supply energy. And we will accept that the air column. So when the maximum transfer of energy from tuning fork to air column will occur, when the frequency of tuning fork becomes equal to resonant frequency of air column. Here resonating length of air column. Okay, what is our question? We have to find out the speed of the sound in this air, no? What is the formula for that? Okay, first let me go for what is L1 lambda by 4. What is the length? L2 is equal to lambda by 4 plus lambda by 2. So this should be equal to 3 lambda by 4. Do I know L1, L2? Yes, L1, L2 are measurable. I do have a scale. Happily, I'll measure the length L1, L2. Then let me take L2 minus L1. 3 lambda by 4 minus lambda by 4. This should be equal to how much? Lambda by 2. What is lambda? V by 2f. V by f, lambda is. Then what we are having? E equal to 2f L2 minus L1. So what is this? Speed of sound. It's I know frequency of tuning fork. I know L2 and L1. I'll measure. So when do maximum sound is heard? Only when the length of air column is equal to resonating length. These L1, L2 are called as resonating length. So I'll decrease further the level of water. I'll get one more. I'll get one more. I'll get one more. Like that, what happened? The keep on. We can keep on decrease the level that one. So I don't have space here. So one more, sir, what will happen next? Again, you'll get two end of loop. That resonating length will be L3. So shall we put it like a consecutive? So here don't think that off loop, then two end of loop will come. After the off loop, one end of loop. After this, two end of loop will come. So the next resonating length will be I think better let me adjust here only. Okay, there's a tap. No, what is that next resonating length? So this length will become L3. Okay, what is L3 should be equal to? 5 lambda by 4. So I don't have space here. I'll write it here. Lambda by 4, lambda by 2, lambda by 2. Like that, I'm going to keep on here a maximum sound only when the length of air column is equal to resonating length. There's the meaning of this one. Maximum sound is okay. All of you, very simple. Sir, in between when the length of air column is between L1 and L2, do I hear sound? You are going to hear a sound, but will not be maximum. I think as it starts approaching, then what happens? So somewhere here, so like suppose L1 20 centimeter, L1 5 centimeter, no sound will come. As the length of air column approaches L1, the sound will increase exactly at L1 maximum sound. Again it decreases, and somewhere here what happen? Hardly we may get sound. Again what happen? Again we'll get a sound increases, then again maximum. So I'll put it simple that one. As the length of air column, no, 0, no sound. Then sound output starts increasing. Maximum sound. Fine. Next again, it start decreasing. then almost no sound. Then again sound starts increasing, maximum sound. Then start decreasing, no sound. Again, it starts increasing, maximum sound. So we are more interested in the resonating length, where I'll get maximum. So how do I come to know maximum sound I'm going to hear? That's what it will be. It's not that ear open, it starts increasing. Here you're going to definitely say that maximum sound you can hear. Very next moment, as the length of ear column increases, it start decreasing. So like this, what happens? You have to repeat experiment 1-2 times and exactly note down that resonating length. Got the idea, no? Okay, there's a one background is what you needed here. It's a very famous numerical. So many times they've asked student has to just remember the conditions here, nothing big. Any doubt if you have, you can clarify. Okay, no, so we'll take the next. Yesterday I asked you to think on how the reflection at open end usually that occurs. Okay, let's give me a better example. Okay, now the compression, I'll just show it. Let me take it very thin. Okay, there's a compression. So compression, okay, I'll write pressure. Let me write. There's a compression. In fact, not only compression and rarefaction. Let me take only compression, and it's a wave speed. No, it will arrive here. And the what is the air? Air also air. It's an open end. No, what will happen to the compression when it arrives at the open end? So what is the pressure here? Will be P naught, P naught, P naught, and what is the pressure here? Greater than P naught. Pressure in compression will be more than P naught. I think that we know it. How much it should be? P naught plus maximum compression, no? P naught plus BAK it will be. So when this compression arrives here, so it's an open end. How do it happen? So let's take the because next concept I need this background idea. So as the compression arises, as it arrives there, what is the pressure at the open end? Well, at all the time it should be P naught only. So there's a one strict condition I'll put in. The pressure happen at open end must be equal to atmospheric pressure at all times. Atmospheric pressure P naught at all times because it's open end. Okay, this I'll put a dot. So now the compression has arrived. Now what will happen to this compression? So it will encounter an open end. So very next moment what happen? It will get reflected. It will move. It will spread in all direction. Then what will happen? The pressure here, in fact, was am I right? Because this is air. This air. Now the air undergone compression here. The air which was present undergone compression. The pressure is how much is it? It is greater than P naught. Now very next moment what happen? It is carrying energy. Am I right? This carrying energy. So what will happen to this? It will spread in all direction. This energy now very next moment it is going to spread in all direction. I'm just taking help of the diagram so that it will be easy for us to easy for you to understand. So what this energy now, this energy which is there will spread in all direction. And suddenly what happened, it will encounter large area, no? So the pressure what happened, though it was equal to PC, no, immediately what happened, it will become P naught because suddenly it will expand. That this energy will spread in all directions. So then what will happen? The pressure immediately what will happen? Outside the pipe will become P naught here. So what is the pressure everywhere here? P naught, P naught, P naught. The reason for that, because the energy what will, the wave what will happen will start expanding. So here this particular layer starts expanding in all direction. Suddenly it will expand. So therefore immediately it will attain the atmospheric pressure P naught. And so now what actually after this what will happen? So we know if the compression is there, let me start with this one. If there's a compression, so air pressure P naught, air P naught. So what is the force now? PC P naught into S. Air, which force PC is greater than P naught. So net force on layer will be in this direction and this layer in this direction. So because of this, what will happen now? It will start expanding. And now the pressure will become P naught and say like a PCS greater than P naught is. So the layer what will happen now will expand. It will come to its like a equilibrium position. So because in the air will have inertia, will have a mass. Because of that, so this particular layer what happen will acquire kinetic energy. Here it will have maximum speed because it is at equilibrium position. Because of inertia it is having, because of inertia of motion, this layer what happened will not come to rest. So in turn, what will happen? It is going to expand. So as it expands, so what is the problem? As it expands, particle velocity here. So the pressure here will become say like a P dash, outside pressure is P naught. P dash will be less than P naught. So in what action now the force? The force will start acting towards left. It will undergo retardation. And finally, what will happen? A rarefaction will occur. There's a rarefaction, I'll write rarefaction pressure RF, and this is P naught. So what is PRF? PRF will be less than, this is a rarefaction. This is the compression, maximum compression, or just use a compression. Okay, now you know, whenever a wave encounters a boundary, what will happen? A part of energy, what will happen, will be refracted, and a part will be reflected, a part will be transmitted, a part will be refracted. So means now you have to ask question, sir, what will happen to wave? Here, don't say that a wave is really present here. The moment what when this compression, a part of energy comes here, it will spread out in all direction and the pressure will become P naught and no more further wave here. Getting the idea? No more further wave. But on the behind that one, so towards left open, we have now here a compression, rarefaction. And the pressure here P naught and rarefaction, I'll just show it like this. I think I'm trying my level best to explain this. So what we have is now PRF. Here pressure is P naught. So definitely the force on this will be in this direction because P naught is PRF. So we know PRF is less than P naught. So definitely the force here will be in this direction. So this will exert a force and the wave what will happen? Now we know a part of energy should be transmitted, part will be reflected. The reflected wave is now the rarefaction and it will start moving towards left. Like that, what happen? We'll get a rarefaction after this compression, rarefaction, like that compression, rarefaction. The wave what happen will be reflected. So this is what you should call this a reflected rarefaction. Here the energy what happen will spread, and don't say a wave is propagating because the moment the compression arrives here, it will spread in all direction, and the pressure will immediately become P naught. So don't say that the wave will move like this. Okay, got the idea? So like this, what happened? We can express the equilibrium I need not to show. So directly I'll show for the rarefaction. So this is what And how the rarefaction? So in fact, the compression arrived towards right. The rarefaction will be moving towards left. Okay, now what's happening to you? You look at the layer which is present, the layer which is present here, the layer which is present here, because next I'm introducing next concept. No, I need all this background. The layer which is present here, it is going to vibrate. No, so what will happen to its oscillation will extend beyond the length of the pipe. Because of force acting, it will accelerate. So then here is what it's extended. No, so what we think is this the length of the pipe. No, the effective length will extend beyond the length of the pipe. Are you getting? No, this is a compression. This is the equilibrium. No, so this much of length got extended. So what we think, this layer will vibrate about this portion. No, this layer what happened will vibrate about this portion. Means what we think is, in fact, here this is the equilibrium portion. No, the equilibrium portion is somewhere here. Here it will be vibrating like this, because this is some sort of like left extreme. This is a mean. This is a right extreme. So therefore, the vibrations are not confined to the end of the pipe. They'll extend beyond the length of the pipe. About this point is what it's vibrating. So that is called like a end correction. So for end correction for closed end organ pipe. Okay, I think in, is it okay now? Reflected rarefaction. So that's the simplest idea. Just some theoretical explanation what I'm able to give that one. Okay, let me go for the end correction. Why that end correction is what I brought it from here only. So these are the end corrections. So why that end correction concept is what I'm trying to bring. Suppose if there's a closed end organ pipe. Here the oscillations, if this is the node, no, in fact, it has to be like this, no, because we assume that this is the antinode. No, the antinode will be here. It will vibrate like this. This is what the mean portion, not this is the mean portion. Just now I put it down. So therefore, and what was our correction? Our correction, this is what we assumed it. Now this is the end correction. What is lambda by 4? Lambda by 4 should be here till here. This is the YAN. Where the displacement node will be, the displacement node will be somewhere here. This should not be displacement antinode. The displacement antinode must here, because about this point it will vibrate. I think I have explanation here enough, because there's a left extreme, there's a mean, there's a right extreme. So the antinode will exist here, no, will not be here, what we earlier thought. So that's why that end correction is what introduced here. So what was the formula? No, what we took earlier, lambda by 4 was equal to L. No, in fact, what is like lambda by 4 is equal to L plus E. And what is lambda? V by sir, what about the end correction for the formula? So the same thing will continue. This is what we thought antinode. No, in fact the antinode will exist here. Don't think that only in the first harmonic it will happen. So this is the in fact antinode, node, antinode, and node. So then in this case, what you write, lambda by 2 plus lambda by 4 equal to L plus C. This will be 3 lambda by 4. The formula is same. So don't think the end correction is only in the first harmonic. So this will be Okay, got this. Only that E has to be added. Practically, if you see that this pipe will have radius, no? What is R? R is the radius of the pipe. Practically, I'm able to write this is equal to 0.6 times of radius. What is E? E is called as end correction. Okay, this is practically, it was proven. Able to understand the antinode should not be at the open end, should be on the right side of the open end. So this is now the correct formula, the end correction. So it should be 4L plus 4E. L plus C it is, not like 4L plus C. Are you getting? Are you getting this one? It's not like 4L plus C. 4L plus E is what the effective length. Similarly for open end organ pipe, can we bring the end corrections? So the end corrections here will be E. This is the first harmonic. So therefore, this will be the, where are antinodes? The antinodes in fact will be here. What earlier we thought antinodes will be here at the open end. No, in fact, the antinode will be different. So there's a node. This should be the lambda by 2. Got the idea? So what is the length of the pipe? It'll be L plus 2E should be equal to lambda by 2, lambda by 2. So L plus 2E should be equal to lambda. Lambda is in fact F. So what is F is equal to V by lambda by 4. Huh? So, some correction. F is equal to V by so like this, what is a generalized equation? NV by 2 into got this. So these are called like end corrections. If you know radius of pipe, okay, well and good. Another complete picture. See, I have to take class in the college also. That's why I have to set the time at 6:30. Yeah? Because after taking this class, immediately I had to reach college and there I had to take class. So I have only 40 minutes time and I'm coming from almost the Sagar road. Within that 40 minutes, I had to reach college. Again, I had to engage classes there. That's why I'm just started at 6:30. Okay, this one, there's the end corrections like this, we can add this one. So very important one. Sir, can we find out like a end corrections using this resonance air column method? Yes, we can find out that there's the end corrections using resonance air column method. Same experiment. Like shall we calculate? Shall we use this experiment to find out the end corrections? So this is the tap. So the vibrating tuning fork. Oh, the length of pipe. Tuning fork, I'm not going to change, will be F only, the same tuning fork. Here the first resonating length, L1, and this is E. Now how the air column, it should be, we have to show it like this, no? Not like, this is not anti-note. And similarly, so what is this length? This length should be lambda by 4. Lambda by 4. 3 lambda by 4. This is water. Okay, now what is the equation you can write? L1 plus C equal to lambda by 4. This is lambda by 2. Huh? No. L2 plus E is equal to lambda by 4 plus lambda by 2, 3 lambda by 4. I wanted n correction. So these two, I'll divide it. L2 plus E by L1 plus E equal to 3. 3 by 4, 1 by 4. Or this will become L2 plus E equal to 3L1 plus 3E. So L2 minus 3L1 equal to 2E. So n correction is equal to, it's a mod. So sometimes we may just, it's only the mod of that is what has to be taken. N correction should not be negative, no, length should be positive only. I think you need to bother, no? That this will be, sir, like a, can you anybody having such a height where you can see that the vibrations will extend beyond the length of pipe? Ah, sir, I'm moving this air particle moving beyond the length of pipe. Nothing. The end corrections for a given pipe is given by this one. Sir, I'll change the radius of the pipe. These end corrections will change because end correction depends on the radius of the pipe. Somewhere here, let me. So by varying the radius of pipe, can we change the resonant frequency? Yes, that's what the formula, no? Okay, this is about the theoretical background. So now we have same thing called like a Kunst tube. This called like, this experiment is called the Kunst tube. There's another name for this is like a resonance air column method is also called as a Kunst tube. Fine. So like this, the tuning fork. How the tuning fork should be? The tuning fork should be kept in the plane, in a vertical plane, not in horizontal plane. Means how the tuning fork, if this is the pipe, the tuning fork should not be like this. Huh? Let me give the plane here. It'll be easy. And here is the water. How the tuning fork should be kept, in which plane it should be kept. What is the plane of the plane of the, or the mouth of the pipe, in which plane it will lie? Exit plane, mouth of pipe. Mouth, all of you able to understand this called like a mouth, no? mouth of pipe lies in exact plane. How the tuning fork should be placed? In which plane the tuning fork should be placed? The primary question is what it has to be, is what I'm trying to. I want to shift only this. Not possible. It will make how the tuning fork. The tuning fork I placed it. Sir, in which plane it is lying? The tuning fork in which plane it is lying? It is lying in XY plane. Tuning fork lies in XY plane. Are you able to understand? Just you take water bottle and we are going to place a tuning fork in XY plane. I think I do have water bottle. Let me show it. So it'll be a little bit easy. If there's a water bottle, no, or this is like a, you can use this also for resonance air column, provided if you put all at the bottom, because you have to change the level of water. How the tuning fork will not be placed like this. The tuning fork should be in this way. It should not be placed here. If you place it, the tuning fork will vibrate, no, the prongs, and how the sound wave will enter. So it should be like this, no. Okay, got in this one. So that's why I'm just showing that tuning fork lies in XY plane. Okay, got the idea. Okay, now we'll proceed to the next part. Similarly, we have here only. Let me wind up this. This is also called as a Kunst tube. So this end is, let me fixed here now. So here I do have a piston. For all pipes, E equal to 0.6 are for all pipes. Okay, there's a piston, what we have. Movable, there's a movable, I can shift it. And here I'm going to place a tuning. Now, we know if a standing wave is set up, there's a movable, I can adjust this length of this air column. So there's a movable piston. I can adjust the length of this air column. Earlier it was a water, no? This will be much easier, no? By moving this piston, by shifting this, it's very simple. I think you can clearly see, no? So what happened to the distance between the movable piston and the tuning fork will become the length of air column. So can I change the length of air column? Yes. So what is the length of air column? The one which is lying on the left side, this region. This will be the air column. So here the pattern will be displacement wave I'm showing. So these are what like anti-node. I'm more interested in this anti-node. So this is what anti-node, no? YN. This is node. Anti-node it is. this displacement antinode, that's what I'm showing. And this should be the displacement node, the piston, this one. So, and this should be the displacement node. Now, how the layers which are present here, how do this layer will vibrate? It will vibrate horizontally. So this will vibrate horizontally. This layer will have maximum displacement. No, I'm talking displacement antinode, not pressure wave. Displacement. This layer will have maximum amplitude. Am I right? This will have maximum amplitude. Now I'll put a powder here. I will put a powder. So now this layer will have maximum displacement. No? So what will happen to powder here? No, the powder here, what happen will be will be spread it, because here it will start vibrating. The air here will vibrate. So if I put a powder, if I apply a thin layer of powder here, so where the powder will not get disturbed, only at this particular point. So I can see lumps as it is. So here, the powder, I'm taking yellow color. The lumps is what I'll see that one. So it will be like that one. So I can clearly see, I'll take some color powder, yellow color is what I took it. Now the powder which is there will not get disturbed here. Am I right? The powder here will still get disturbed here. But the powder, the layer of powder which is present at the node will remain as it is, no? When there is no tuning fork, okay, but the layer will be like this. The yellow color layer will be in this way. So in fact, the diagram should be, I think that I'll bring some other color. It is not visible clearly. Okay, the powder will be like this. Huh? Better let me show only the lumps here like this. Huh? This will be. In fact, the powder, what happened, the layer is given uniformly everywhere. And I should not show any powder at the antinode because it will have maximum displacement, no? Lump will call, usually will call that as a lump. I'll show it a little bit more. Got the idea, no? So this is what what you should call this a powder. The powder, the layer of powder which is at node will not get disturbed here. So how do I can locate the node? I'll measure this. Say you can ask question, sir, how do you measure that wavelength? How do you come to know node? I'll take a powder. I'll apply a layer of powder in this cylindrical pipe. Okay, the mobile piston. I'll put a tuning fork. Then when resonance occurs, okay, I can see the layer of powders here will the lump will not at all get disturbed here. And so how you can say this is the resonating length? The layer of the powder layer where what happen, everything, no powder will exist at the antinode because this layer will be vibrating, no? Then I came to know this is a resonating length. Got this? So then I'll measure this distance node. From that what happen, I'll get the wavelength here. Got the idea, no? So the layer of powder at node will not be disturbed. And the powder and the layer of powder which is at antinode, what happen will so what will happen to it? It will be pushed here like this. In fact, everything will be uniform layer. The layer what happen will be pushed here. At node what happen will remain as it is. Where do this powder has gone? It has come. It has spread here. This layer of powder at node. So I am able to see very clearly as the powder not disturbed. So then with this I'll measure the wavelength lambda by 2. But this is one very famous experiment. There's also air column and this is also called as a Kunz tube. This is also called as Kunz tube again. Okay, let's get into some numericals. Very simple, just it's a, no, using standing wave on a wire. Can you remember this standing wave on a rope? It is vibrating in the third harmonic. What is this? There's a string, no? I will bring a pipe. What is this? It's a pipe, cylindrical pipe. And here, a first O tone is what noticed. The length of the string is, say, capital L. The length of the pipe is small l. So now, instead of tuning fork, who is there? The vibrating string here, the string which is vibrating, what it will do? It will push the air up and down. So nothing but a sound wave is generated. That sound wave will go here. Continuously this will vibrating. So here we'll get a sound waves. The sound wave will be generated. A longitudinal wave will be generated. That longitudinal wave will get reflected at the closed end, and it will start moving up. And fresh incoming waves will be coming here. So they'll undergo superposition. We'll get a standing wave here. So like this, what we have this one here. What is the harmonic here? Third harmonic. What about your harmonic? You should call this as like a third harmonic only, no? Or to confuse you, let me bring the fifth harmonic. We should not call third harmonic. This is what, fifth harmonic or second overtone. Let T be the tension in the rope and let mu be the length of this one. Okay, now can we correlate? What is the on the string? What is the equation you write? F1 should be equal to 3V by 2L. And what is V? T by mu. T is a tension in the rope. Tension in the string. This is F1. Then what is the resonant frequency here? F2. So this F2 should be equal to, what shall I write? 5V by 4L or 3V by 4L. It's a second overtone. Second overtone means 2.5 loops. So shall we write 5V by 4L, speed of the sound. And shall we equate these two? Shall we equate these two? Because who is the source now? The vibrating string is the source for this organ pipe. This is the organ pipe. This is a vibrating string. Okay, got this idea now. So I'll equate these two. So this will become 3 by 2L T by mu. I can calculate the speed of sound using this should be capital L. No? Okay, I made correction. So what is the expression for speed of sound? So this will be 266 by 6 small l by 5 capital L. Speed of sound in air or in pipe. Am I right? There's a one condition. Speed of sound, it is not V5. Or if I know speed of sound in air, I can measure the tension or any other quantities that are given for us. The vibrating tuning for vibrating string also will become a source of sound or source of longitudinal wave for the organ pipe because it is vibrating. The air here will be disturb, and that a longitudinal wave is set up. So who will do here now? Vibrating string. Vibrating string will set up, will select a will act as a source of. Sir, at resonance, do I get maximum sound? Yes. Don't think that only tuning fork. Even this at resonating length, I do get maximum sound. Okay, all small problems are just, you should know only the the basics of this, nothing big. Now, can we, let's take a situation. There's a piston. This pipe is lying on table. The pipe is fixed here. It's a long pipe. The piston is having mass m, and here this is string. Mass m1, you write it, and this is a block m2. Here I'll keep a vibrating tuning fork. It should be kept like this. At t equals 0, I'll release the system. Okay, able to understand that there's a hollow pipe, long pipe, fixed long pipe here. So this is kept on a table, and there's a pulley, and there's a piston, mobile piston. Then I'll release the system from rest here. So as it starts moving, do I get any maximum sound? I want the instance of time at which sound heard will be maximum. So what is our question? Find the instance of time at which maximum sound is heard. The system is released from rest. Okay, why do you get maximum sound? Okay, it's the same resonance air column method. Let me take the I'll continue this diagram. The same thing. Let me do it in fresh page, because I have to show all the conditions. No, yeah. Okay, workout. I given this much. Okay, let me clone it. Yeah. No, what will happen to the piston? The piston will not be here. Somewhere, let me bring a position of like this. After some time, now why do piston will move? Anybody? Laws of motion? Go for laws of motion. Why the piston will move? Because of resonance. So here we'll get like this, no? Then next for another position, I'll get maximum sound. When maximum sound will be not at all times, only when the length of this air column becomes equal to resonating length. What are the resonating length? Lambda by 4, 3 lambda by 4. And what is the state of this? So let's get into the laws of motion. Weight m2g will act, the tension T, here the tension T. And in fact, it will accelerate. Let's get into the mathematics of this. M2g minus T equal to M2a, T equal to M1a. Adding this, M2g equal to M1 plus M2. This is the acceleration of this one. Okay, all of you agree this. So he's asking the instance of time at which I'm going to hear the maximum sound. So what are x? X should be equal to lambda by 4. And what is lambda? Lambda should be equal to speed of sound by 4f. What is Vs? Speed of sound in air. This is the first resonating length. What is the next resonating length? 3 lambda by 4. So 3 Vs by 4f. Third resonating length will be 5 lambda by 4. Am I right? Half loop, 1.5 loop, 2.5 loop. So this will become 5 Vs by 4f. Okay, when the distance between the open end and the piston, mobile piston, when it is equal to resonating length, I'm going to hear maximum sound, not at all the time, only at that one. He's asking that instance of time, how to calculate that instance of time, from where I should bring that one. Now, whose help I should take? So we know this is a accelerated motion, no? So what is the equation we can write? Let x is equal to 8t square by 2. What is t is equal to now? 2x by a. What is a? M2g m1 plus m2. What is x I should write? He's asking the instance of time. What is x I should write? Anybody? First instant of time will be lambda by 4. So can we now generalize it? Can we generalize it? Anybody? Can you write generalized formula in terms of Vs by f? 2n minus 1 Vs by 4f. Will I agree? Put n equal to 1 Vs by 4f. Put n equal to 2, 3 Vs by 4f. Put n equal to 3, 5 Vs by 4f. Shall I write that x here? So this will become now. So put n equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll get the time at which are you getting no? So these are the types of numericals what you can expect. Somewhere mix it with laws of motion, different ideas. What happen? I can really dump. Let me take you to the next one. This is the like a open end organ pipe. On this, I will put a plate. I think I'm able to show this condition. So what we have, there's a plate of mass m. Agree this one. So let there be a tuning fork. Then a second O-tone is set up in this. So will it be a plate of mass m? So what is that? and there's a pipe, hollow pipe. Hollow pipe means open at both ends and it is being closed by a plate of that one. So what should be the displacement amplitude of the wave, standing wave, which is set up so that what when the plate will be blown off? It can happen, no? I'll write the question. Find the displacement amplitude of the plate of the standing wave, sorry, of the standing wave for which the plate mass m will be blown up. Means it will lose contact from that one. So the plane diagram will appear like this. So this is the this one, and here is a tuning fork. Why it will be blown up? Why it will blow up? Okay, we know pressure. This will be like a closed end, no? And the pressure at closed end will be pressure anti, or the closed end will be pressure anti-node or pressure node. Anybody wants to answer? The pressure at this point will be node or anti-node. Will be an anti-node. The pressure at this point will be an anti-node, and because of anti-node, so I'm showing now what like second O-tone. Second O-tone means what I should do. I should go for two loops, two end of loop. So there should be a pressure anti-node. So what, what are the forces that are acting? P naught into S. S is the area of cross section. The weight mg. And the pressure here will be P into S. So let's go for that one. So for the plate to blow up, PS should be equal to P naught S plus mg. What is P? P I should write P naught plus 2 BAK for the displacement amplitude of standing wave is asking. Displacement amplitude. So that should be equal to 2A is what is asking. Because maximum pressure amplitude. So what we write it, delta PM. Find the displacement amplitude of the standing wave. So there's two, why 2BAK, and all of you able to understand why 2BAK? If you, so no sir, I'll write only BAK. Maximum compression will be how much it will be? This one. But the two standing waves, two longitudinal, they undergo superposition of amplitude A, we'll get this one, no? Is it justified writing 2? 2A is what is asking. The displacement amplitude of standing wave will be 2A. What is A? Amplitude of, we'll write things clearly. What is there, this one? Displacement amplitude of displacement or amplitude of incident and reflected waves. 2A will become the amplitude of standing wave. So into S, so P naught S get cancelled. So 2BAK S is equal to mg. So that 2A is what being asked. So this will become how much it is? BK into S. What is S? Area of cross section of pipe. But we don't know K. What is given? The length of the pipe is given. Can we bring the length? So what are things? This will be lambda by 4. What is the length is equal to lambda by 4, lambda by 2, lambda by 2, 5 lambda by 4. In turn, what is K equal to? 2 pi by lambda. So 2 lambda, what you can write? 2 pi in place of lambda, you can write as of 5 pi by 2L. Let me substitute the value of that. I'll call this as 2A as A naught. There'll be more. What is K? 5 pi by 2 mg by L 5 pi bs. So this should be the amplitude of standing wave, or an amplitude of the waves which will produce that standing wave should be this much here. Displacement same thing. Can we bring friction also? Yes, we can bring friction. Suppose if you have a pipe here and there's a piston, it is free to move. So here I kept a tuning fork, say like a third overtone. Pressure antinode, then only that pressure force can lift that particular thing, no? Pressure antinode, you have to take it, no? Pressure antinode.
Okay, sir.
No, not this one. Displacement antinode. Pressure antinode should be there. I don't
Okay, sir.
know. Okay, this one I'll write it here. Pressure node, I'll write it. Pressure antinode. Okay. Because the maximum pressure
Okay,
force
sir.
only can lift, no?
Yes, sir. Okay.
Yeah, done. Okay, now it's a similar idea. So here let it be third overtone. It's a pressure wave is what I'm drawing here. So there's a pressure node. Pressure antinode will be there. Then this piston is having a mass m. Then this is rough. The surface is rough. Here air is present, here also air is present. What are the forces that are acting? P naught S from this side, P into S. And also there'll be friction, no? So what should be the amplitude of the longitudinal waves so that the piston, what happened, can be thrown out? There's a pipe. The G will be present here. Okay, now here what happened? The air will be vibrating, no? Because of maximum pressure, the pressure into area of cross section. What happened? Will exert a force, and maybe what happened? If it can overcome the friction, this particular piston will come out. I'm sharing some different ideas here. This will be so again. Find the amplitude of longitudinal waves so that piston at left end just shifts. Got this idea? So why do friction force? So here the air is vibrating, no? When the air it is pressure, antinode means pressure will be maximum. So that pressure into area of cross section will exert a force, and the friction will act towards left here. There's a rough surface. There is a friction between the piston and the pipe. What is S? S is area of cross section of the pipe. Okay, in this case, so what is the equation? We can write it now here. What is the pressure P should be equal to? Let's get into the thing. P should equal to P naught plus 2 BAK. First of all, let L be the length of the pipe. As usual, we'll continue. What is L I should write? The L should be equal to lambda by 4 plus 3 lambda by 2. 7 lambda by 4. And internal K is equal to 2 pi by lambda. So in place of lambda, what we can write it as 2 pi by K. So in K what I can write 7 pi by 12. Like this is what I'll bring it. Okay, let's get into the discussion. PS minus P naught S minus F equal to 0. What is PS? P naught plus 2 BAK. What is F? F I should write mu mg. What is M? M is the mass of the piston, no? M is the mass of piston. So no, the expression for this A will be mu mg by 2 BAK. K will be 7 pi by 2L. Mu mgl by 7 pi b. This should be the amplitude of that longitudinal wave so that the piston can move. Several things, so the same thing is brought in different ways here. Okay, now we'll go for standing waves on a rod. So the standing waves on the rod. So what is this? Here we are discussing about the rod one. So let me start with this a rod. diagram looks ugly. Wait. So this end is what? Inch. Then what I do is like, I will take an hammer. There's a hammer. I will strike at one end. Then it starts and the disturbance is generated here and it starts moving. Continuously, if I strike the hammer, continuously disturbance generated. And that disturbance is nothing but a longitudinal wave, nothing but a sound wave. This you can see, no, like you can strike the table or some rod, no. You might have seen some, if you have some cylindrical rods, you strike at one end, no, you can see some humming sound. If you keep your ear at other end, no, you can see some sort of a humming sound coming from here. So if I strike with an hammer at one end, the disturbance what will propagate like compression, rarefaction, compression, rarefaction. Let y be the Young's modulus and rho be the density of the rod. What is the speed of the sound wave in the rod? Given by, in the solid medium, it is given by y by rho. Don't try bulk modulus. Solid will not have bulk modulus, will have Young's modulus. Then this end is fixed. So what is the requirement? This should be a node and this is a antinode, displacement antinode. We are talking about. So then first resonating length, or say first it will be like this, it will come. Let's have this one. What about next resonating length? So this should be a node only. So yeah, so the free end must be antinode. Next, what we get? We get two loops and one off loop. Three loops. When one end is fixed, the other end is free, no? So therefore we'll get this one. So what is L? L is the length of the rod. Now what are the resonating lengths? We can write it. In the first case, the length was equal to lambda 1 by 4. V by 4F1. So F1 is equal to V by 4L, or in the second case, the length of the rod is same. There's a wavelength lambda by 2. Okay, lambda 2 by 4. So what is the length should be equal to 3 lambda 2 by 4, which is equal to V by F2. Like this, can we generalize now? What is Fn? 2n minus 1. Okay, very simple. So this is similar to like a closed end organ pipe. Am I right? Standing waves on a rod. So like a sir, how standing waves come? I strike the hammer. Here sound waves generated will propagate. It'll get reflected by other end. Then the reflected wave, the incident wave, they'll undergo superposition, will get a standing wave. And the free end must be antinode. And the one which is clamped, this is a clamped end. Clamped should be antinode. What are the conditions? Free end for a rod free end must be a antinode, and clamped end. Rather than saying that engine, no, we use word clamp. Clamped end must be a antinode. Okay, fine. So these are conditions what we can put it here. And also if both ends are free, I'll hinge at the midpoint. Yes, it can happen. So if I have a rod, I'll clamp at the middle. The clamp, I'll show it like this. Huh? Then the first, this should be a node. The free end should be antinode. Next set of again we'll go for third. So some four frequencies, I'll show it. Then we'll write some generalized equation. So here what happened, I clamped at the middle. This rod is clamped at the middle. There's a clamp. At the midpoint it is clamped. Then 2.5 loop. What is L? Let L be the length of the rod. Young's modulus, it is having density. The same rod, I'm just showing all things clearly. Can we write resonant frequencies? So this should be equal to lambda 1 by 4. I'll show for two things. It'll be easy for you. Lambda 2 by 2, lambda 2 by 4. Because distance between node and antinode should be lambda by 4. Distance between adjacent node should be lambda by 4, lambda by 2. So first can we write length L is equal to lambda 1 by 2. Lambda 1 is what? V by 2 F1, or F1 equal to 2L by V by 2L Y by rho. Similarly, looking at the second diagram, the same length is equal to lambda 2 lambda 2 by 2, 2 lambda 2 by 4. 3 lambda 2 by 2. Three V by 2 F2, or F2 equal to 3V by 2L. Okay, one more, we'll write it. Then it'll be easy for us to generate equation. So what is the length is equal to 4 lambda 3 by 2 plus 2 lambda 3 by 4. 5 lambda 3 by 2. Directly I'll write it 5V by 2L, or 5 by 2L Y by rho. Anybody generalize equation? Fn should be equal to 2n minus 1. Put n equal to 1, 2, 3. Is it satisfies? Check it. There's a method of generating the resonant frequency. I'm strictly telling there's a rod, not string. There's a rod clamped at the midpoint. Earlier the rod was clamped at the end. No, now it is clamped at the midpoint here. I think, okay, it satisfies put n equal to 1, put n equal to, so it's not like 4L. It all depends upon the conditions. Sir, like a, I, I can clamp wherever I want. Yes, you can clamp wherever you want. Let me take the next situation. I'll bring a clamp. 2 clamps I can bring, not only one, 2 clamps I can bring it. So there's a rod, there's a midpoint. Clamp, I'll bring length of the rod, I'll define it. L, this is L. L by 4. 2L is needed, no? Or L by 2, I'll make it, this clamp. Then how much it will be? 3L by 2, L by 2. So the rod is clamped at this one. Like total length of the rod is 4L. Okay, the midpoint is not clamped. So next we'll take it, find the resonant frequencies. Frequencies of a rod of length L, Young's modulus Y, density rho, that is clamped as shown. So this is a clamp. Clamp means I'll take a nail and I'll see that it will not vibrate. And what is a clamp? Clamped point should not vibrate. We have to calculate the resonant frequency. So what we have to do now? We have to search all possible first. First, I'll start with this is the length of the rod and these are the clamps. So what is a clamp? Clamp must be a node. And what about the free end? Free end must be antinode. Now what shall I do? So first possible node antinode. Then this is a midpoint, this is a reference. In a length L by 2, if I get off of the loop, in a length 3L by 2, what shall I get? Shall I get 1.5 loop? I'll get 1.5 loop. And here in a length L by 2, if I get this one, so therefore, what is the next? This should be antinode. Okay, we'll try our level. So here I'm putting node and antinode. In a L by 2, if I get a half loop, in a length L, how much I should get? I should get a full loop and the free end must be antinode. We know it. So is it possible? Will you justify this? Anybody? Can you answer this? I think something wrong, no? This O is a reference, will take it. O is a midpoint. In a length L by 2, if you're saying off loop, in a length L, what will happen? You are saying full loop. Okay, fine, no problem. There's no problem with these two. But free end must be antinode, no? It has become node. So this is wrong. And again, 3L by 2, 3L by 2, what should be there? Should be 1.5 loop. So how it is 1.5 loop, 1.5 loop. So can you show like this? I think this will be something not possible, no? Either the midpoint should be node or antinode, but what you are saying, both it can be not possible. So this is something went wrong. So then what has to be done? So what has to be done means you have to really fight with the situation here. The midpoint is here, O, and these are the clamped points. Clamped, I'll just put, now look at this one. So what is the possible? The possible is like here, 1.5 loop should be there. If it is 1.5 loop, let's see possible or not, we'll check it. In a length 1.5 loop. So 3 loops are possible here. L, so L by 2 we have. So L should be how much? It should be 3 loops. Again, anti-node is a problem, no? Rod not possible to vibrate. I think this is not possible, no? 1.5 here I should get 3 loops, that one. So therefore there's a clamped here, it must be a node. I think the rod cannot vibrate. Let me take the clamps. I think I should choose the clamps at certain specific points. I'll change the situation. Not possible. Resonance is not possible. We'll change the clamp. The conditions are not possible. There's a rod. Midpoint. Okay, now we'll take the rod to be clamped at L and 3L. Okay, yeah, this is possible. Now there's a clamp. No, you have to calculate the resonant frequencies. No, this is okay. We'll get very easily. So the first part, I'll start with this one. The midpoint O, let me indicate that midpoint as O. The O will keep it here and the clamp points will keep it here. And now what shall we do here? No, half loop is possible. Here half loop is possible. Then one full loop. So what is this length? Lambda by 4, lambda by 2, lambda by 4. So what is the length? 4L should be equal to, this 4L should be equal to lambda 1 by 4, lambda by 2, lambda 1 by 4. So will become only lambda 1. And this should be equal to V by F1. So F1 equal to V by 4L. First resonant frequency. Second resonant frequency, we'll search it. This is O. The clamp points are this one. Now what is possible? 1.5 loop possible. Three loops are possible. The clamped one must be a node. There's a condition. And the free end must be anti-node. Then in that way, we should go for the resonant frequencies. So what should be this? So I think by this time, everyone knows this. What shall I write? Lambda 1 by 4. What is this length? Lambda 1 by 2. In second diagram, I'll indicate things clearly. So this will be lambda 2 by 2. So what is the overall length of the pipe? 4L, no? It is. So this 4L should be equal to how many? 1, 2, 3, 5 lambda by 2 equal to 2 lambda 2 by 4. So 5 lambda 2 by 2, lambda 2 by 2. So 3 lambda 2. F2 should be equal to 3 V by 4L. What is V? V is in fact Y by rho. Any generalized equation? Fn equal to 2n minus 1. This is the conditions for the rod. For this, what you should do, you should take a hammer and you should strike at one end. That is the basic necessity condition. So what you should do, you should take a hammer. You can bring any number of clamp points. Some are possible, some are not possible. Like we are assume one condition we could not get. So this is also a possible way of asking few questions based on rod. Okay, let me take the next one. If I have closed end organ pipe, this one, and the end correction is what? E. And let the pressure, the displacement amplitude of wave which will set up, let it be A. So what is A? Amplitude of longitudinal wave that sets up standing wave in a pipe. I want the pressure at the midpoint of the pipe. Find the excess pressure at the midpoint of pipe. The end correction, instead of this end correction, I'll just say that radius of the pipe. You must understand. What is R? R is the radius of pipe. L is length of pipe. R is, it didn't say end correction is there, but if mentions radius of pipe means end correction will be there, no? Let me give that value of L, length of the pipe 10 centimeter, length of the pipe 42 centimeter, radius of the pipe. Usually they give diameter. I'm directly giving the radius of the pipe. Find the excess pressure at the midpoint of the pipe. Now, what is the air column? Vibrates in the second overtone. The air column. How to do? So directly, let me jump into second overtone. What shall we do? How many loops? Closed end organ pipe, no? You can see that it's a closed end organ pipe. So we'll go for the displacement or the pressure wave will go it. So pressure antinode should come and the pressure node where it should be. Shall I go for at the open end pressure node or on the right side of the open end? Because the end, this radius given. If I don't give radius of the pipe, then you have to neglect end correction. Am I right? since the radius of the pipe is given, you must consider end collection. So where that node will be there, pressure node will be at open end or on the right side of open end, right side of the open end. This is what the mistake usually we do. So this will be, you have to extend it. This should be the method, no? And this is what we say end collection. Am I right? So then what is this? This data, this will become lambda by 4, lambda by 2. This will be lambda by 2. Where is the midpoint? Where the midpoint will come? L by 2. So if you see this, 2.5 loops are there. This is antinode, antinode. Okay, am I right? And this is antinode. Also, there's a node. So we are talking pressure node. Huh? There's a pressure node, pressure antinode. The distance between adjacent node antinode will be lambda by 4. So that this will be over. So he is asking pressure here. Midpoint is telling. So what is the midpoint? L by 2. Exact L by 2 is what? Is asking the excess pressure. Let me define. This is x equal to 0. No, what is the pressure equation? We do write like this, no? Delta P of x should be equal to 2 BAK cos kx. Am I right? Don't fight with any of the concept here. Directly come for this particular thing. Then what is L plus E should be? L plus E should be lambda by 4, lambda by 2 plus lambda by 2. 5 lambda by 4 is what? L plus E. We know L and E, but we don't know E, no? What is E? 0.6 R. So from that, I'll get the expression for length. So 42, 5 into 0.6 will be 3. Anybody lambda? 45, 5, 5, 9, 36. 36 centimeter will be the lambda. If you know that k equal to 2 pi by lambda, we'll get the value of k. What is k equal to? 2 pi by 36 or pi by 18 per centimeter. I'll give bulk modulus value. Amplitude of the displacement wave will be very small it is, so it will let me put 0.02 centimeter. Let me supply all the things. Okay, now we know the value of k. What shall we do? K, I'll write it as k value, I know it, pi by 18. What shall I write x? Anybody? L by 2. I think problem solved, no? Very simple. You need not to fight with anything. We know all the values, you'll get the x expression. These are the types of questions will be there for you. So now we are in a better position. No, we can find out what is the pressure if they ask you P naught plus this value. So, sir, is he asking at L by 2? No, definitely you can check it. No, so there's a anti. This is what note. This cannot be equal to this distance. No. So is it L by 2 somewhere it lies here? Am I right? Check it. L by 2 will lie somewhere here. The point where he's asking the excess pressure is asking somewhere here in this region. Huh? He's asking somewhere in this region. Not at this point. If it is at this point, I know 2 BAK. Pressure at antinode is how much? Excess pressure, 2 BAK. Pressure at node, excess pressure is 0. At antinode, it will be 2 BAK. What about here? It will be different, no? It will vary, it decreases. He's asking somewhere here. So for that, we have a formula. You need not to fight with anything, no? Take help of this formula. Substitute, define, sir, why you write cos kx? If I say x equal to 0, so what shall I write here? Because what is the pressure should be, excess pressure should be maximum, no? 2 BAK. Standing waves on a string, what you did, the same concept you should apply it. Solve this, you'll get the required answer. These are the types of questions they can ask you to calculate the pressure or excess pressure at any point. And what is the pressure at the open end? Not P naught. It should be P naught plus certain value. How to calculate? Put x equal to L. That's all, no? So let me ask you pressure at open end. P naught plus 2 BAK cos. Substitute the value of L, you'll get the required answer. Excess pressure at midpoint of pipe. That is what we expressed here. Got the idea, no? So we can calculate pressure at any point also. Excess pressure means only delta P. If you ask a pressure means P naught plus mean atmospheric pressure plus excess pressure, what? The total pressure there. Okay, we'll end up the class. I had to go to college, no? Okay, thank you all of you. Yeah.